All right, well, welcome to the World of Hearthrod. I'm your host, storyteller, and dungeon master, Bilbo. Tonight, we continue through our series, Tales from the Yawning Portal. This is our first episode in Dead In Thay, or maybe an introduction to Dead In Thay. I think it's more like it. We are actually missing a couple of our players tonight. Dar is homesick. Thorn is resting his bardic voice. But Kit managed to be a trooper and is on here, even though she's not feeling well either. So 1 out of 3 of the ill will people are made it for tonight. I do have a disclaimer that I will put out for Dead In Thay. And each week I'll put this out there. My disclaimer is that I am changing out some of the monsters and exchanging them with some of the Kobold Press monsters to add a variety and keep my players guessing while keeping the creature ratings within the adventure. The plan is to play the same characters through each of the adventures in the Yawning Portal, level up characters accordingly, and finish with the Tomb of Horrors where the Dungeon Master will kill them all.
Or we'll join them.
Or join the Tomb of Horrors, I guess. Our players have completed the Sunless Citadel, the Forge of Fury, the Hidden Shrine of Tamoachan, and just last week, Plum Mountain. So you can go back on YouTube and watch any of these great adventures. And please, if you do go to our YouTube channel, please subscribe and hit the like button when you watch it. It does help and brings more members onto our wonderful show as time goes on. Also, a couple of quick announcements. I want to put this up front. This Saturday, we will be playing fan favorite, Keep of the Borderlands. We'll be doing that Saturday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. And also, we are going to be back with Curse of Strahd for the annual Extra Life campaign that goes on, and we will continue with our Curse of Strahd adventure that we were doing last year, marathon session, which we went to, I think, 4 in the morning. And so we'll have more details as we get closer to November 3rd for that. But we'll have information here on the doobie-doo below on our YouTube channel going forward. So, with that, I will recap Plum Mountain a little bit for the group, and we will kind of go from there. What? So, no advantage dice for tonight. We join our heroes a couple days after their success with Plum Mountain, recovering Whelm and Black Razor from the grasp of the great wizard Caractus. They defeated all the guardians that were watching over the 3 relic weapons. Our champions passed the chain platforms to face off a vampire and recover Whelm. Fought a giant crab to recover Wave. And defeated Quesneth and Knox, discovering treasure in the famed Black Razor. Durnan is now called on the group to meet in the Yawning Portal a couple days from now, as a client that hired the group is here to recover Whelm here in Bakersfield. Over the couple days, Thorn performs at the Yawning Portal with songs at night and telling stories of the group. Dar and Kat spend a little time in the city to make a couple purchases, but most of their time is spent outside the city gate and sleeping in the pine forest mountains nearby. Umbra spends time resting his big dragonborn frame at the Yawning Portal.
I'm looking for something to buy.
Okay. Correcting Thorn on the stories of the group, always making himself the star of each encounter.
No. Maybe. Hey,
Elle spends most of her time in the library studying a variety of beasts to best further her ability to polymorph. And now we'll come to a scene with Erebus chained in the sewers below Baker's View, with Zazriel standing about 30 feet in front of Erebus, and El standing about another 40 feet back from Zazriel. Zaz and Erebus, I just want to make sure you didn't invite any other party members to witness this.
Very true.
Umbra or Kit are not going to be a part of this.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, why don't you tell me what you do here? First off, actually, I need a sleight of hand by either you or El, whoever you think's the best at maybe chaining up Erebus into the sewers. Basically, chained arm on one side, an arm on the other, and then his legs spread out as well. So he's kind of spread all fours, chains linked into the sewer to kind of hold him in place, or hopefully hold him in place.
Are you sure you want us to do this?
I nod.
All right.
Yep.
Let's chain him up. Go ahead. You roll.
All right, so El, if you're going to do it, go ahead and do it at advantage.
All right. I think I would like your help in making this whole.
All right, go ahead and add that in there as well.
Make it a little more substantial. Alright. Total 20.
Okay, that's good. All right, so yeah, so you're highly confident. Both of you are confident that you got this the chain links, and you got Erebus chained up. You're highly confident that he should be fine. That you should have him. Maybe if what you guys were about to do, if he was staying as Erebus as a drow, maybe he can probably get free. But hopefully, what's about to happen, he won't. All right.
So just to be clear, Bill, I have armor off and none of my weapons.
Okay, perfect. Zazriel, do you want to tell me if you have anything put aside too?
No, I'm gonna try to keep all my stuff on.
All right, so here to try to see if it works or what happens.
Break your dragon.
All right. So you guys get in position, as I said. You're about 30 feet in front of Erebus. Is that where you want to be, about 30 feet?
I mean, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, let's see what happens.
All right. And El, I assume 40 feet just in case Zaz comes after you. Want to at least have about a 10-foot difference or whatever, or do you want further than that?
Well, I'm going to be triangulation-wise, I'll be like 50 feet away from both of them.
Okay.
I'm just going to the side and stay, just let them do their thing.
All right. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right. With that, Zaz, why don't you tell me what happens here?
I call upon you, Morgulog, as your sworn hunter of all that is evil, to become your jaguar angel, hunting and slaying all those that oppose blood and death. For I am the law of what is between good and evil. I am the slayer of dragons and fire genies. Roar! Now let me send volleys of arrows down on your enemy, and pounce on foes that would dare to not allow me to bring them to your realm.
Oh, okay. All right. And then what? What do you do?
I try to transform into a hybrid form of my were-jaguar.
All right. So you're gonna try something that you haven't done.
Yep.
And how do you know about this hybrid form?
Because I fought it.
Are you sure you fought it?
Yes.
All right. Well, okay. So let's go ahead and give me in this sense. Give me a intelligence roll here.
Nope. 8.
Okay, so he starts twisting his body and turning, and his hands and his face start changing from from this beautiful angelic type woman here, and is turning though into a cat, into a jaguar actually. Yeah, and your armor just kind of, your weapons, you just let go of your weapons, fall off, and your armor as well, it just kind of snaps in spots that are supporting it, and you turn into this large, big jaguar, basically a were-tiger, but jaguar.
Mm-hmm.
With that, when this is happening, Erebus, do you let go and let?
Yeah, exactly. That's the plan. Fine with me once Erebus tries to get really angry and not restrain himself.
Okay, so yes, so I'm not going to make you make a roll here. It's automatically going to happen. So you start changing. You see, Elle, as you're witnessing this, you're seeing Erebus's body twist and move, and normally Erebus is very quiet, and you hear "Oh!" as it howls out as Erebus is turning into this werewolf in chains here. So let's go back to Zazriel. So Zazriel, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw to kind of at least control your emotions here.
It's a wisdom saving throw, you said?
Yes, wisdom saving throw.
It's going to be a 13.
All right. So you have an instinct that you want to attack something.
Yeah, Erebus.
Uh,
I thought that's what I was going in the game plan with.
all right. So you start as you're turning, you start walking towards Erebus. And you want to resist a little bit, but you see your animal instinct is kind of taking over here. Erebus, I want you to now make a strength check here.
All right.
And this I'm going to have you at advantage. In a sense, this is your animal instinct here is you want to be free of these chains here.
And should it be my a different strength?
Yes, it should be in the sense of the werewolf.
Okay, which I think is 15, so I think it's +2. Alright, not too bad, that's good. So I rolled a 3 and an 11, so I think that's a 13 total.
Okay, so you try to break free from the chains, but you manage to, the chains, Elle did a great job of making sure you're secure, and you're not going anywhere. You definitely are chained up. You can't break free of the chains here. Also make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Alright. Alright, that is a 14.
Alright. So you don't have, you're losing control of Erebus as well, and what you really want to do is go after this cat, this werecat that's coming at you, this jaguar. However, you're trapped in these chains right now, but that's what you want to do. Elle, do you do anything at this time? You see Zazriel change into the jaguar form here, and is moving slowly towards Erebus, and Erebus is trying to get free of the chains, and so you're witnessing this here.
Nope. I'm going to cast mirror image.
Okay. Perfect.
And then as manipulate, I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out some popcorn.
Alright. Alright, Zazriel, what do you do?
I go back on. Twice.
Are you watching this like a boxing match, Al?
Yep.
Pretty much.
All right, so before you strike down, I want you to go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw.
It's gonna be a 14.
All right. Yeah, the animal instinct has you right now. You can't recognize friend from foe, so go ahead and strike down. You're gonna have advantage because you're restrained here in the chains.
It's gonna be a 17
That should hit. Yeah. Yeah.
for 10 points of damage.
All right. So Elle, you watch this as Zazriel in jaguar form just slashes across the chest once.
And 21.
Yeah, it comes back with a hard slash with the other one,
For
just
11 points.
down the other side of the chest, down towards the torso. And Erebus yells, roars out in pain. Erebus, go ahead and once again try to break free of the chains at advantage.
Yeah, that's what I want now. Coming for you. Alright, so that's an 18. Get closer.
18, yeah, so you almost think you have one of your right hand almost busting free, but not quite yet. Also make a wisdom save.
Alright. No, that's a 10.
Alright, so the animal instinct's really in you right now. Alright. Zazriel. Or first I should ask, Elle, are you doing anything else? You're just watching right now for now?
Watching, yep.
Okay. Zaz.
And that's gonna be a 17 wisdom saving throw.
Alright, so you actually realize and you get control of yourself. And you realize really what's before you. You know Erebus. You know your plan has come to fruition. You're like, okay, I don't have to attack.
But I'm gonna attack anyways.
Alright, so there you go. Okay. Alright, this is a controlled attack now. Yep.
That's only a 13. Oh, yeah,
I gotta pull up. With advantage?
Yep, with advantage. 3 and an 8.
I get the lycanthropy up because I don't know what the natural is. I think it's +1.
Yeah, probably +2. That's what my weird tiger is.
Well, under the player character part, though, we only get +1. Or I do. Yeah, I only get +1. Let me look at what. Okay, I still have my own. No, I have their decks, though, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so let's see what their. I guess you gotta just look at their AC, right?
Yeah, just look at this.
Yeah, you hit.
Alright.
So, 8 points.
Do it again.
Yeah, he doesn't know I have control. He doesn't even have control either. 19 to hit for 11 points.
Alright, so yeah, so you see.
Then I back up and
Okay.
I pounce up on my hind legs and I go roar.
Alright, so first, Erebus, let's go ahead and see if you can break chains. Once again, at advantage.
Alright, here we go. Let's get one hand free at least. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Oh, alright, so natural 20.
That was his wisdom. That was his wisdom.
Oh, yeah, you should have done that first.
So you see Erebus break free, but the right hand comes free of the chain, but just an amazing sense of just in pain and want to go. The blood's coming out the eyes here of the werewolf. Breaks free of the other chains as well. More or less, still has the chains on him, but pulls them out of the wall.
I like to L and go.
Now go ahead and make the wisdom saving throw. I'm gonna have this at disadvantage.
Disadvantage, alright. No, I'm failing them anyways. Yeah, that's terrible. Well, that's a 6.
Okay, so because it's an action to break through their chains. However, Erebus comes just charging right at you. Can't attack, but Erebus comes charging right at you in werewolf form right now. Elle, are you doing anything?
fumbling around for my wineskin.
All right. Perfect.
Really?
All right, Zazriel.
Oh my goodness.
So you have control now. I'm not going to make you make another wisdom save, at least right now.
And no advantage either.
But yeah, you do not have advantage any longer on her.
What is even going on?
So they're fighting. One's a jaguar, whereas a werewolf.
22 to hit
Well, he has control.
for an
now.
11. 11 points of damage.
I missed one of the damages. Are you tracking it all, Bill?
No, I wasn't. It was 11 and it was 8, I think.
Yeah.
10 and 11 was the first two.
Yeah.
Okay, that was. Sorry, hold on a second. Alright, I wasn't tracking it.
And for our viewers, I just want to put this in here because player versus player fight here. So to kind of go back through some of our episodes. So in the Shrine of Tamoachan, Zaz was bit by the were-jaguar that's in that adventure and missed the saving throw and did not want to be cured of this at this time.
No one would cure me.
And
That's my fault.
and experimented between just a little bit, changing forms when they were after the shrine before they went into Plum Mountain. And Erebus was bit by the werewolf that's in Plum Mountain and accepted the bite. And
You made me roll.
I did make them roll the saves, and also is basically hiding that doesn't want to be saved. So that, and then this is what they're trying to do is get control of their forms and hopefully use these later on, maybe in Dead In Thay here. So.
Exactly.
Those are 10 misses.
Yeah, so just
Yeah.
swipes, misses there. All right, Erebus, you are up.
Finally, I get to attack.
Yes.
Alright,
Is
taking my
his
place.
weapon attacks considered magic?
Yeah, your attacks are considered magical.
Alright, let's see what my claws. Oh, and I get multi-attack too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's do here. So I'm +4. Alright, 16.
16, does that hit your form? The were-tiger?
16 to hit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, it hit you.
Alright, sweet. So that's a 2d4 plus 2. That's 2
Nice.
and 1. That's pathetic. Alright, so 5 points.
Wow.
Alright, I want to try that bite.
Shit.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Now we're playing fair here, Erebus.
Oh, I missed.
All right.
Control your brain cells.
Now go ahead and make a saving throw here. Just a wisdom saving throw to see if you kind of can.
Normal? No disadvantage?
No, this is normal. You got an attack in, you try to bite it.
Oh!
Fumble?
I got some blood, so I take control. Natural 20.
Oh yeah, so you definitely get control, and you know that this is your friend Zazriel in front of you, and you also sense that Elle is now somewhere in the hallway, and you know you're very close with Elle, so
But
you get control of your.
Right, I'm gonna, since I don't know if I have any actions, I'm gonna step back and kind of look at the ground, sort of to show that I'm.
Yeah, you would still have movement or whatever. If you kind of then just kind of maybe look down and step back a little bit.
I mount the werewolf.
just imagine though. Wait, you need to do that riding into battle.
I back off.
All right, so you back off. All right, so you guys.
And I roar at him and I point my head towards Elle.
I turn my head towards Elle as well.
All right. So yeah, they both look at you. The hungry look, Elle.
Because she's sitting there with a popcorn wine.
All right.
Please tell me they noticed the popcorn and wine.
Yeah, exactly. You guys see L with popcorn and the wine skin out. And there's multiple, 3 or 4 of them actually. Four of L. There's 4 versions of L there down the hallway from you guys eating some popcorn and drinking some wine out of a wine flask.
Alright, and then I'll try to call upon Morgulok in tiger language. Morgulok, please turn me back.
So let's go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw to see if you can change your form back here.
Oh, damn it. That's only an 8.
An 8, yeah. So no, you can't quite do it yet. You're trying to, grunting, but you seem to not be able to change back. Erebus, what are you doing? Anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I critted on that save or whatever. I think I'm gonna back off, and I'll try the same thing to force my form back to normal.
Okay, give me a wisdom here.
Alright. And that is a 15.
Alright, so you are able to change back to Erebus. You concentrate. Change back to Erebus. You hear the growl of Zazriel, disappointed that you were able to do it before her. And if you give it a little bit more, just calming down, maybe a minute, or I'm talking since Zazriel. It takes a little bit maybe, and you'll be able to calm down and turn back.
If he doesn't do it right away, I'm gonna back into the shadows, turn invisible with the darkness, and shoot it once.
Okay, so go ahead and make another save then. Let's see. Wisdom save. You try and calm down.
That's a 13.
I'm gonna say, because this is your second round trying to calm down. You start changing slower than Erebus did, but you are starting to calm down. And you do see the hair kind of going back and the muscles shrinking down back into her more frail like body.
That arrow was weak.
Coughs up a fur ball.
I hurt you more.
Erebus walks over to L and grabs stuff, bleeding profusely.
That educational for you?
Wasted.
Yes.
You thought it was extra?
I was tempted to get both of you with some, damaging spells just to keep you, Good job. Ripping each other apart.
All right, so I have just a question for Erebus over the next day. You have Black Razor.
Yeah.
You do not have a sheath for Black Razor. There was no sheath for Black Razor.
Oh, I thought it came in some sort of stone thing or something. Did I misremember that? Or mishear it?
Yeah, there's no, I think there's something else, but no, there's no sheath for Black Razor.
Okay, I'll see if Al or I'll go into town, probably before I go on a killing spree, and just see, I guess, maybe I'll ask him first, like, do you have a special sheath or?
No, you just walk proud with me down any streets, dare anybody to mess with us, and we just kill them.
Says this out loud.
Says this out loud. No, because Erebus has been in the sewers and you have your first night back as Black Razor wanted a soul, and you managed to find a sailor that was messing with some woman on the street catcalling and stuff, and he was really drunk, and so you decided,
good citizen Erebus,
that his soul was time to leave the world of Hearthron, and so Black Razor is happy with that.
Nice.
But yeah, he says, no, I'm not sheathed. My other owner before you, we just dared people. but he's a great warrior. I don't know quite about you.
he never stowed you, ever.
Never stowed me. No. Nope. Walked around. He's a barbarian, so barbarian lord. So who's gonna mess with him?
Yeah. Well, I need my hands. So is that right if we put something around you?
I guess. You need your hand for what? You use your hand to carry me.
Yeah.
What? Oh, that's right, that bow thing. You and your
I know.
bow.
Yeah. Sometimes casting spells too.
Spells? What? You cast spells too?
You.
Oh. So you're a wizard,
No, he's
a rogue, what, a ranger? Yeah.
Pretty badass, huh?
Cleric? Any?
And the cleric actually, he does go in the corner and cast a good berry spell, which is Druid Crowberry for him.
Oh, it's like,
There's
oh
10
my,
points up.
oh my goodness. Ah, all right. Well, we're gonna see if you're worthy or not, I guess. All right, you can wrap me in something, but if you if you're gonna put me in a sheath, it better be a very nice sheath. Black. It should be black. Maybe some gems on it. Put some money into it.
All right. How about dragon skin? Does that sound good?
Yeah, dragon skin. I like that. Yeah, that'll work.
You are not touching my skin.
Zaz, we have some our dragon there, Zaz. We can get a sheath made.
We could ask the person that made it if they have any leftovers.
Yeah, let's go. Did you get your armor yet? Did we see it, Bill?
No, we haven't gotten it yet.
No, you haven't got it yet.
I figured we'd do the the transformation first.
Go to camp, you can mend your armor.
I'm good. I'm about to get new stuff anyways. I'm gonna come back looking like you. Are you
Like
ready?
me?
Are you
Like new.
Are you ready? No, I'm gonna look like you.
So what is this? What does this armor look like?
Dragon?
Yeah, what does this dragon armor look like?
Looks like plate mail. Full on, but not as heavy. It's not. It has
Oops.
all these scales that he has, and now it has 2 little slots for my little angel wings to come out of. My imaginary ones.
Okay.
Kid, I think that was your grandpa, wasn't it? Didn't you sell us that?
Ancestor.
I think he's wearing your grandpa.
Comes down to my
No.
wrists.
My
The skin
grandpa was.
coming out
My
of it.
grandfather was a dragonborn. That was an actual dragon. That was one of our ancestors.
There we go.
Now I'm wearing him.
Cousin.
He's a distant relative.
Yeah, so now it looks like you have 2 big dragonborns and 1 little dragonborn, sort of. But not quite. Because it's just the armor.
Dragonborn baby.
So, could I find a +1 like Warhammer or shield anywhere? Like a magical Warhammer or shield somewhere? Hopefully Warhammer.
Yeah, you can find, you can buy those. Here, I'll work with you the cost later. But yes, you have plenty of gold. You have 5,000 gold, buddy. And I'll work with you after the session.
Yeah.
On the prices of that.
I'll spend at least 100 gold on a sheet.
Okay,
Sound
perfect.
reasonable?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Yeah, maybe with there's leftover. Yeah, if you do the hide, and yeah, he can make it nice to the 100 gold with the and make it out of the black dragon, part of the black dragon skin, to make a sheath for black razor.
Okay.
Yeah, and the black razors, I approve. After seeing it, we'll be like, okay, I approve. So, and that will take the 2 days getting to make that before you, but he'll do that since you pay him 100 gold and plus you guys, the dragon armor. So he's more than happy to assist you guys and put you guys in the top of his list and helping you out. So.
When we take the soul, do I notice any effect?
No, you don't. The sword, when you hit him you probably get one hit. Actually, it's a sailor. One hit, you finish him. The sword, like this black mist, comes from the sword itself, but you don't feel anything different.
Okay.
But that's but you definitely see like this black shadowy mist, kind of ignite from when you stab the blade, and the blade kind of shimmers with this black mist as the sailor went limp.
Perfect. And his guys are quiet in combat. He's not like yelling and taunting and shit.
No, at least in this situation, he's definitely. You think he understands in the sense there's quite a bit of difference between when you're killing somebody in a city versus probably somebody in the dungeon.
In the dungeon, okay.
Yeah, so, he definitely doesn't want you to get caught, so.
Right, at least yet. Until I piss him off.
Well, then he just kill you.
Whoever takes me, alright.
Just takes control of you. Just says, well, no, we're not doing that.
No, we're not doing that. That's lovely.
All right, you guys do anything else other than, I know you guys emailed me, or a couple of you have emailed me stuff, and I went through that stuff. Anything else with those 2 days?
I gotta get some more magic items.
Okay, yeah, no problem. All right.
Any limit on healing kits? I don't know if you already dealt with that or asked him.
No, that wasn't asked. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ask.
How many of you guys are gonna try to get? Say that.
No.
I'm gonna get 10 until I tell them to make more for next.
Okay, yeah. So definitely, you get 10. You can round up 10 healing kits, and they'll definitely make more. So.
And just to be clear, we still have not been told anything about our missions. It's no undead or something.
No, nothing about that. The whole meeting in 2 days is to meet with the person the client that wants Whelm.
Okay.
So, all right. So why don't we go into that meeting here? So, as each of you arrive, and I'm going to say, in a sense, both Thorn and Dar are here for this meeting.
So I can get my inspiration from Dar. Not Thorn.
Your inspiration
From Thorn.
Why do you need inspiration?
From my persuasion.
Oh, yes. I'll allow that.
I don't want to be
Dernan leads each of you when you arrive, or some of you that might have been here, so maybe a few of you at a time, but leads you into a private room here at the Yawning Portal. That's attached to the bar, but which is kind of odd for you since your past meetings with the guild has always been at the bar, not in a private room. And this room is not that large, with a large polished oak table with overstuffed chairs covered with red velvet cushions.
Erebus, I think we're moving up in the world.
Erebus shakes his head, moves to the corner.
Dimly lit candles with the smell of butterscotch fills the air. Dernan has drinks and food brought to you into the room by his 2 daughters as he's in here sitting with each of you. There's a mead that he brings that has a honey wheat taste to it, maybe even a little orange in it, and then also brings some elven wine for you wine connoisseurs, as well as sweet wine, as it's that time of year where it's a little bit more sweet drinks here. After each of you arrived and have been seated, Dernan will leave the room for a moment and comes back with 2 dwarves that you've never seen before. Dernan introduces guests. This is Lord Grumble, Lamplighter of Stonehar, and his sister Serana. Lord Grumble is wearing plate mail that looks like he has shoulder pads that with dwarven ruins engraved on them, along with etching of weapons onto these plate shoulder pads that he has. He has a rather large forehead with reddish blonde hair, but is neatly combed back, and his beard is also seen to be trimmed perfectly to fit his face, the face to trail at the top of the shoulder pad plates. On his waist holstered is sheathed a longsword. And Grumble looks probably, in about human years, if you think about it, he's probably about 40 years old. But in his eyes, you notice his blue eyes seem to have knowledge and awareness beyond his years, at least as he looks, in his 40s for human years. So not an old dwarf, but you think he's probably seen a lot. Lord Grumble's sister, Serana, has long blonde hair and 2 tightly wrapped ponytails coming down the front to her waist. She has a thin and beautiful face. For anyone that has met or seen a dwarven female in the past, you're taken back actually by her beauty. Serana looks much younger than her brother, more like in her 20s in the sense of human years.
Leave her alone, Dar.
Dar's like, she wears a dark green tunic that is with sewn large tower outline. If you want to make a religion check, you can. Underneath the tunic, Serana wears black pants and high black leather boots. And there doesn't seem that she has a weapon present at all. Elle, what was your roll?
12.
Okay, you're not quite sure. You think it might be some sort of symbol of Gald, but you don't recognize, the exact part of Gald, because there's different varieties of it. However, that's what you think is some sort of. She must be a worshiper of Gald or a priestess of Gald. Durna will state to the guild that they've recovered Torn's body from the Shrine of Tamoachan. And Lord Grumble and Serana have knowledge of Jot and the ship Wandering Whale, which crashed actually in the northern coast of Pandia here. It didn't make its way to to Mandor as it thought.
Kylie, bitch.
Serana says, I don't believe Kyla had anything to do with this. Actually, I believe Koth is part of this.
Kyla. Bitch.
She says, I have the ability to get you directly to where this demon and your Jot companion is and located right now.
Okay, great.
They are in what was called Doomvault. And this is a old training grounds for the wizards of Koth. We are here, of course, to recover Whelm. My brother is here to recover Whelm. And we learned of what you're after, and I can assist you. As I was once under the control of Koth, I actually helped design a part of Doomvault. and I know the inner workings of how it works. So, in exchange for Whelm, I will give you a detailed map of Doomvault. I will also give you a glyph key, which will be able to allow you to teleport into Doomvault. And then I will give you as much knowledge as I can that I have, that I still remember. I do lack some information, some of the details. Or quite a bit, maybe things have changed over time. But if you guys are so set on recovering your friend Jot and recovering this demon to bring back your comrade Torn, I can help you in exchange for Whelm.
Can we throw 10,000 gold on top of that offer?
She looks over at her brother. He goes, "Yeah, I can do that."
Boom. Zazriel me again.
You're gold.
These are dwarves.
You're worse than my ancestors.
I would have asked for more if she didn't offer a glyph key into the hold.
You are worse than dragon.
All right, so he pulls out he kind of goes inside his armor a little bit, his plate mail, and comes out with a small pouch, opens it up, and pulls 2 green emeralds and hands them to you. And he goes, "Each one of these is worth 5,000 gold pieces." And then he puts his hand out for Whelm from Dar, and Dar reluctantly gives it to him.
He didn't like him at all. He was a weird.
Yeah,
he was a weird
didn't
dwarf.
like Whelm at all.
He was a weird dwarf holding him.
So she pulls out a map and gives it to Zazriel. And she also now pulls out a white.
Holy shit.
She pulls out a white crystal pendant on a bronze chain and hands this over to Elle. And she says that this can get you in to Doomvault, and I will show you how to attune to it. And that way, and I will help you teleport into Doomvault. I don't know where you will quite teleport into Doomvault.
So, which one's worse, the Abyssal Gates or the Predator Pools?
I can't tell you that. So let me explain a little bit how this works. A red wizard of Gareno actually created this Doomvault for a training center for the red wizards of Gareno. However, one of these red wizards turned on Gareno and actually went to the side of Koth, thinking that this would be a step towards lichdom. And he ended up bringing this training center to underneath a keep that is in North Pandia that's been destroyed. But the Knights of Koth were once there. That has been leveled as of now. There are some giants hanging along the surface, but Doomvault exists below. However, Doomvault, it's its own dimension. It's physically here on Hearthron, but it's also
The gateway.
it's a gateway. There's no. We know it's here in Pandia. It's underground, but you can't get to it without one of these keys. There are inside of Doomvault. There are white gates and there are black gates that allow you to travel within the different sections of Doomvault. Once you find another key, another glyph like this, and you find there's these contact stones that you'll be able to contact me. However, there are some disadvantages going in here. A lot of disadvantages. One, because it's on its own sort of realm or of existence. Things like teleportation, dimension, door, or any type of interdimensional transportation won't work. Or I shouldn't say it won't work, but you'll probably go somewhere where you don't really want to go. So without these glyph keys, you won't be able to move around. Once you find the second key and find one of these contact zones, you also won't be able to scry outside or contact anybody except me on the outside in Hearthstone. So you won't be able to get a hold of Durnan or any of the guild members here that might be able to aid you. But you'll be able to get a hold of me. And once you do this, and you find another one of these gates, I can actually help you go to safety. There's a thing called the Black Gatehouse. And it's probably your only safe place. And from there, once you're there, I believe with Elle and you all walking me through it, I can help you determine which gate is where and let you go to whatever section you want to go to at a time. And as long as you find another gate, you can always come back to the gatehouse for safety. Anywhere else, it might be tough for you to rest if you need to rest. And the longer you're in there, the more aware these priests or wizards of cloth they'll start chasing and tracking you down. But the Black Gatehouse is safe. They don't know how to get there. I designed it. I made it. And without my help, they can't get to it. So you can find your friend Jot, this demon there. I don't know where they're at in there, but that's where they're at. I'm assuming this demon's trying to get to Koth. There are other denizens in there. As I said, this was a training ground for Koth's necromancers and his priests, and probably still is a little bit. So my recommendation is probably going there hard and fast, which I understand you guys don't have an issue with. There may be allies in there, but from what I've understood talking to Durnan, you guys seem to kill first and ask questions later.
Yep.
So I don't know if
Friendly faces are not good.
Some of us might, others don't.
No one asks questions.
so.
Are there traps?
There'll be, yes. I guarantee you there's traps. I can't, like I said, a lot of my memory of the place has been washed in the sense of me being able to come back when this battle broke out over the keep itself. Koth lost some control of some of us priests and some of us wizards that were there, and it fled when we could. And so a lot of my memory is gone of the place. And they change out monsters or creatures in the training grounds all the time, because it's a training grounds. So wizards and necromancers practice, and maybe even some of the Knights of Koth themselves go through there and use this as a training ground And so there may be a group that's killing another group of monsters that you guys approach, because they're using it as a training exercise, and they'll bring monsters back. So you could actually clear out a section, and maybe a day or two, there might be creatures back in that section that you just cleared out.
Nothing we can't handle. Sounds fine.
So,
Do we know who's there?
do we know what?
Do we know who's in charge? Do we know any name?
Yes. So the person that's, well, he's not even a person anymore. There's Taral Var. He's a lich. He's in charge.
Is that looking on there?
Worse. Way worse.
Yeah, that's it.
Know anything about?
Other than that, he's a very powerful lich, and he was in charge of the keep itself that was destroyed, but now he is down there somewhere, and maybe out of the good judgment of Koth himself.
Was he the one that beat Jade Grano?
No. That person is Tarval killed him actually. So the designer is long dead.
Does Kuroga have a disguise he uses?
No, I'm sure you will recognize him when you see him. So he wears his red, black, crimson robes and looks deathly skull. Will have a staff on him. I mean, he's without a doubt he'll be probably the most scariest undead thing you run into, if you run into him at all.
Anyone else there that we should know about?
That's who I know is there. Any names I would say now, they could be gone. People I knew are the friends I had. Some of them, like I said, escaped with me and have returned to their homelands as I returned to my homeland. But no, I can't think of anybody friendly face other than your friend Jock.
Oh wow, look at this map. This is the map we got? Wow.
Yep. So where the black lines, like separation between them?
My understanding is with the key, it can get us into the Doomvault, but it does not tell. It is not predictable where we will land.
That is correct. I don't know where you will start in the vault. There are 8 different sections. It's 8. I'm just not sure.
Anything we need protection from? Like resistance? Is there any traps?
There are traps, but I don't remember what trap. I didn't put the traps there, but there are traps.
A lot, or like.
Are the blood pens? Is that a prison?
That is, one of the. There's multiple. There's the abyssal prison. There's the blood pens. There's the forest of slaughter, the ooze grottos, the predator pools, the golem lavatory.
Oh.
So you have quite a different variety.
Is there a central control? Is there a central control place where we're likely to encounter Kurogar?
No, the central control place. No, these are really this place is more of, like I said, a training center here for Koth. As I said, the control center. Once you're there, then I can help you with that, and then you can go to wherever areas you want to go in there. But each section is broken up. You can't go you can't walk in the sense of, if we think of if you were in a normal, say, dungeon.
So that's what the black lines are for.
Yes, that's what the keys are for.
Jeez.
To be able to move from one section to another. And without the keys, you're not going anywhere.
You said you'd get us in. How do we get out?
I can help you get out.
So what? This is like the 9 levels of hell. There's 9 different sections.
Yes.
That's great, guys. Let's go to hell.
It's not quite hell. You're going to deal with probably a lot of undead.
Yep.
That's, I would say, the one thing. The ooze grottos, that kind of says it for itself. You're going to run into different types of oozes and experiments there. The Golem Laboratory, once again, very explanatory. Golems are going to be there. The other places, like the Forest of Slaughter,
That's where we'll run into
the Far Realm, Sis, the Blood Pens, the Abyssal Prison. You can assume what you're going to run there. Demons, and that may be where the demon that's holding Jot. More than likely, that's where he's at.
So we need to find contact stones. Are those permanently in there? And do you know where they are on the map?
You will find them. I don't know where they're at any longer, but they're along the walls.
We know what they look like when we see them.
Yeah, they'll be glowing stones in the wall. You won't be able. You can't miss them.
Is it dark in here? Is there?
More than likely, they'll be in a hallway or possible room, but you'll definitely can't miss them. They'll be slightly glowing, and there'll be the few stones.
Was it usually torch lit, or was it just pitch black?
It depends on the area.
And if we touch the stone and attempt to speak with you, it should.
Yeah, once you find these contact stones, you'll be able to speak to me, to whoever does it, and I would assume you would do it. Just use it's telepathy that you'll be able to. I'll be able to get a sense. Also, the keys that you find, that you will have to attune to. However, you can pass the attunement around to one another. But I do recommend whoever's tuning has knowledge of magic, at least make it a little bit easier. But I can make it once you have the stones, and if you're in the gatehouse, I can help you attune. I can assist you with that.
Is the gatehouse on this map?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't exist in the sense of Doomvault. As I said, I created it as a way of moving people around in there, and I'm the only one that has knowledge of how it works and to get people in there. But you need another key. You need another glyph key before we can do it. And I only have the one. Once you're in there, find another key. And once you do that, find these contact stones and get a hold of me. And then I will help you attune with that one. And then be able to move you to the gatehouse.
So if we clear this whole thing out, would you want to take it over as your training facility?
No, I have no interest in that. It's an evil place. I mean, more than likely, if you destroy everything in it, I will probably try to get a hold of more agents of Gaul to try to destroy it. But that might be futile in trying to do that.
We get to take over them.
The borders.
I don't know how to destroy it, and you may learn how to destroy it while you're in here. I didn't design it. I just helped design a couple pieces of it, and I created this gatehouse. That's how I know how to operate it.
The borders, in some cases, seem to cross tunnels, and there's little blocks that are lines. What does that indicate? Is that a glyph, or is it knocked off, or?
Those are just in a sense of sections. There's no real. Those are just more of my own notes, kind of sectioning off different areas.
So, like the Forest of Illusion, it does connect to the caverns, just to the west of them.
Yeah, there's some of that's connected. Yes.
Okay.
There's certain sections that are bigger than others. Others are smaller.
Healing works normally there.
Yes, as far as I know, healing works fine.
No,
The problems that you will have is divination magic. Will be very tough, and then once I get also in the sense of any type of travel, any type of planner travel, anything where you're even like the simple blink spell could.
What do you mean tough?
Could put you somewhere where you really don't want to belong.
What do you mean tough with divination?
The place Ward has so much the place is built on magic, and so detecting any magic or maybe trying to even detect life beyond where you're at, maybe it might just bounce back at you. More than likely, what I'm saying, your divination spells, like, trying to determine what's maybe any scrying or anything like that is not probably going to work in there at all. Detect magic, you'll get a headache. So
You get a headache.
Right, pass out.
So unless you're very specific, like in the sense of maybe an item or something, and all you're doing is focusing on that one thing, you'll probably be okay. But in the sense of you're trying to detect anything around, like on the walls or the ceiling or the floor, you're gonna get a headache.
So even if I wanted to, I couldn't detect traps.
That is probably true. But I understand you have a great rogue here, an Erebus, that
50-50.
Within the gatehouse, is it similarly barred from travel?
I'm sorry, what was that, Al?
We need to return to the gatehouse in order to, or make our way to the gatehouse in order to be retrieved.
That is correct. They're the only way out that I know is the gatehouse. I can get you out through the gatehouse.
So if we have,
But I don't know if there's other ways out. You may learn of that. Like I said, a lot of my former self or former knowledge has been wiped clean.
and if so, one person has to be attuned to 2 keys, or 2 people have to be attuned to the 2 keys once we have the 2 of them, or
It will depend on how many keys, but it will take at least 2 keys. You'll have to be attuned to at least 2 keys to get you to the gatehouse, and then from there, when you find these other keys, you can attune to them, and it'll give you an idea of where you're at. You do have a map, so if you're good with maps, you'll probably be able to figure out where you're at anyways. But what the attunement to these keys will kind of give you a sense, at least you know where you're at in the area. But if you fail attunement, you could take a little headache that way too.
I see.
But I can assist you
Okay,
in attuning to these.
that's a good thing.
the trainees be obvious to us? Will they have a standard uniform?
Yes, most of them are gonna. I mean, they're gonna be agents of Koth. They're gonna, have their holy, usually his holy symbol. Maybe you might see black swords or black skulls. They're usually in black. You may see some of these wizards in red. These are former turned wizards that once followed the warlord Gareno from Tamra, but now are under, working for Koth and, the agents of Koth. So they're not going to be too hard to figure out. You may run across some people that, like I said, if you don't kill them, they might be able to help you. They might have knowledge for you. But from what I understand with Durning is,
We don't ask questions.
you don't ask questions. So that might be a little difficult on you to figure things out, though.
No, don't ask
Never seems to be too difficult.
Sometimes there's bad guys that can at least help you.
Sometimes bad guys have to deceive you, though, too.
That is true. You'll probably run
If
into
one of
both.
us If one of us had a holy symbol of Koth, do they all know each other so we would still stand out, or is it possible that we could pass as one of them?
I would say if in the sense of maybe one of you, or a couple of you. Yeah, I mean, depending on what the training environment is and what you're running across, if it's a monster, no, the monsters are there to kill anybody. Whether, unless a necromancer or a priest has control of, say, an undead, something that's undead in there. Other than that, most of the monsters and creatures in there are purely there as a training environment.
So, having Dar and Thorn here in the presence, let's teleport.
Do we need to leave right now, or can we leave tomorrow?
If you take as much time as you want, and that's not an issue. I will stay here until you are ready to go, and I will probably just stay here until you return safely.
That's not
Do you have any knowledge of John's well-being right now?
No, I don't. And you're in your guild as well knew this, and that's kind of how I was even brought in a little bit because of my brother. Is once this demon made his way to this destroyed keep, he somehow got into Doomvault. But once he got to inside Doomvault, they're all contact is lost. There's just no way to give it. I can't divine inside of Doomvault at all. It just blocks you. But I'm sure that's where he went. As I said, there's other creatures of the abyss that are there that may aid him if he's trying to go back to the Nine Hells, or the abyss, I should say. The abyss. That's where he's probably going to get aid from. So this more than likely is probably his plan all along.
Then I'll talk with Ellen and Zaz and plan. I think whoever else, Elmer, kid.
Yeah. I think we should
Yeah.
just go out there.
Yeah, I mean, they'll leave. If you have other questions, I will be here. I'll be staying here at the Yawning Portal. My brother will probably be returning home. But I will stay here.
Once they're out of earshot, I'm gonna try to reach out manually to Black Razor and ask you heard all that.
Of course I heard it all. He just says it out loud too.
Yeah, I know. I expect it.
What do you think? I hear everything that's going on.
like you were unusually quiet. So.
Because I didn't want the dwarf taking me too. You know where Whelm's going? Whelm's going back to a vault. At least my guy back in Koran uses me. Hey, then where is? I was assuming he'd be here too. So kind of, I guess maybe I'm not treasure. Maybe can stay here a while, help you guys out.
That would be nice.
We'll see how well you do. See if I stay or not.
You will.
Or if you're gonna change people.
Or he's not a wizard either, so he might be on a long ship all the way here to Pandia, and that could take a long time. Wizards can move around a lot easier.
We intend to not be here when he arrives.
Now, all right, that's fine. Like I said, we'll see if you're worthy.
I hope I will.
I hope for your sake too. You are.
Now, do you think we should get some disguises? We might walk through.
I think that's an excellent thing to do.
Excellent idea, but I'm good.
We'll have to work on that.
All you need, Zaz, is a fake holy symbol of coffee. Already look evil. Don't worry about that.
Wow, we just killed Black Racer. Wow, we just kill one when we're there. And then he asks,
That's a good point. Guess he could do that.
I am going to share a secret with you, Erebus. And this goes to you, though, after he says that. Then he goes to Telepath. Don't use me against undead. You won't like that.
Okay.
So you've been warned.
Will you know if it's undead?
What did you say?
Will you know if the target's undead? I mean, you're obvious, but not all, correct?
Yeah, no, I won't. Not necessarily. Sometimes I do, but the way she was talking, and I have that ability usually to detect life. But if things are going haywire in there, I might not right away obvious. So, for example, if this lich does change its form and you attack them, yeah, it could hurt you pretty bad.
Okay.
And it'd probably be good for him. Kind of your soul going into his soul, kind of a little vice versa there. So
I'm not worried about a hurt, but I don't want to help him.
but I'm more than likely, if it's undead, I'll be able to tell you if they're in the room with us. I just won't be able to. Usually I can reach out a little bit, not far, but a little bit, and know if there's life near. But sounding from this thing, what she said, that might not work that well here.
We should probably go sink a boat lower with me. Was it doing any prep, Al? Zaz? Anything for undead?
Other than probably some people carrying some holy water, or haven't really brushed up on my knowledge of various undead, and if these are some sort of strange concoctions of them, who knows what we're going to find. What about the oozes? We fought a couple of those, usually acidic.
We need more silver. We need more silver. Silver weapon, everyone.
Well, I'm probably gonna have a magic weapon.
Yeah, let's make sure that Kit and Dar and others are well equipped with armor and weapons that will be effective here. But other than that,
So is holy water? Do we need it? Do we have it?
we can easily get it, and it's something that it's useful if you don't have some other way to harm undead or fiends from afar. But
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, I remember we had a wall of entanglements and lightning.
And magic missile.
I think that went with the wizard of the library. Do we still have those?
well, the wand of
Kitty.
Whelm and Zaz had for a while.
And then I gave it to Thorn.
Okay. But the wand of lightning, Kit
I
had.
thought I was given the wand of entanglement.
That could be.
That could be. You could have both of them. I don't know.
No, I only had one.
And you have the lightning bolt.
The wand of lightning that when we were in the Shrine of Tamoachan at the end. Quite powerful.
Maybe we should go practice with that, kid. Let's go down to the dungeon. Come with me.
Yeah, no. I heard howling down there earlier. No.
You don't want to see our kitty cats?
You actually stink, kid, but I'm like super messed up too.
Yeah, I see that, and I heard howling down there earlier, so I don't want to go down there.
Things got a little rough.
It's safe for the most part.
For the most part, yeah, that's what I don't trust. And I don't have that.
I've never fought a golem. Tell me about golems, you two.
Well, we found 9. We've seen a golem.
Flash.
Yeah, you've seen the flesh golems. Yep.
I haven't seen the stone. I haven't seen the.
I know Valiant had a wand of magic.
I mean, you knew that 9 was rather not intelligent.
I have that noted, but I don't have what I have noted. That's what I noted.
Well, in terms of other golems, we could ask for greater knowledge about that. But one, you should heal up before we head out, and I can't use Dimension Door there. That's not going to be fun.
You can't use Blink there either.
Oh yeah, I forgot I messed you up, Erebus.
Yeah.
No, can't use Blink.
I might change some of my spells too.
Well, it doesn't end up
Say prison of fish. Lower right corner. What does that say?
Prison of filth.
Elvish.
Phil?
Okay, that's better.
Caverns of Chaos.
Well, we can go to the forest of recovery if we ever need to recover.
That might not be a good idea. The dungeon
Just
master.
pumps of despair. Oh, devils.
It's all sorts of fun, right?
No.
Oh, hey.
I better.
I have a Conjure Minor Elemental spell I can use.
Opposite from the this.
That lasts up to an hour if I want to use it.
I think we have a scroll for you of that as well.
Really?
Rascals might be useful. Aid is Cure Wounds a divine spell?
Alright, so I believe this might be a good time for us to stop. So it gives you guys until next week to kind of talk with Thorn and Dar and all you guys to plan in the sense that there's anything else that you guys want to purchase or any more research that you may want to do. Like some stuff on oozes and golems. I'm sure the library can provide some information on that stuff. So why don't we stop here for tonight, and then that way next week, hopefully everybody's back healthy and ready to go into Doomvault, where you all die.
And remember, it's cool to be a geek. Pass it on. I beat him to it.
Whoa.
Wow, you're really like jumping the gun.
What? Too late. I can't say it anymore.
You're always too early for that, Alex.
Yeah, that's the pricks.
Alright. So we'll be back next Wednesday, 7:30 Central Time. Hopefully start on time. We just said new schools back in play and jobs and everything, and so I was like, we ran behind, and plus a couple players out sick. Also, like I said, the Saturday we will be in the fan favorite Keep of the Borderlands.
And I'll be back.
And as I said, November 3rd, we will be doing Curse of Strahd for Extra Life.
Bugbear.
Yeah, that's right, the Bugbear. And so, thanks for watching. We will see you hopefully next week. And remember, it's cool to be a geek. Pass it on.
Well, I said it first.